Don't think of it as stopping a wedding. Think of it as breaking up a big party.
You think this is funny? You used me. You brought me here to throw a bunch of people's lives up in the air for your own selfish reasons. And now a man may be dying. A man who's been like a father to me. Well, you laugh while you can, Mr. Corinthos. Because if that man doesn't make it, I swear to God, I will never forgive you. And I will never forget. Get out of my way.
Wait, halt. Where do you think you're going?
None of your business. Where's the hospital?
It's a long walk.
I don't care.
I do. I'll drive you. Come on.
Oh, no. Traveling days are over. You are not a nice man, Mr. Corinthos. You are destructive. And worst of all, you don't care. Probably about anything. You've got ice water running through your veins. And it is my fervent hope to never lay eyes on you again.
I thought you...
Oh,
God, Miranda.
don't play with me. Shh. Just hold me. Mac, you have no idea how much I've missed you.
What are you doing here?
I made the mistake of coming with this gentleman. I had no idea what I was walking into.
What is this all about, Sonny?
Well, you could have saved us all a lot of trouble if you just answered my questions.
You know each other?
Oh, we go way back. Right, Mac?
It's a long story. Come on, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, well, you know where to find me.
You're a man of your word. When you promise excitement, you deliver. Why don't you step into my office and fill me in on the details?
The guy is into murder, extortion, union busting, you name it. He's a bad guy, Ned.
And what does that have to do with Jax? I mean, that's fascinating background information on his father, but so far all you've managed to do is break up a wedding and hurt Brenda in the process.
You know, you guys are funny. You don't want to get your own hands dirty, but then you get picky with the information you receive. You wanted a smoking gun, you got it. You don't know what to do with it, that's your problem.
Yeah, it must have been tough for you to march in here knowing that you were going to break Brenda's heart. I bet you were all choked up at the prospect.
You think I did all this just to break up Brenda's marriage?
Well, I'm just spitballing here, but there were probably a couple different ways to handle the situation.
Brenda got caught in a crossfire. Unfortunate, but unavoidable. I didn't do this to hurt her. This was personal between me and Jax.
Sonny, you are some piece of work.
Oh, come on. Don't take the high moralistic ground with me. Ned, you knew I was digging for dirt. You provided the transportation. You can't have it both ways.
I didn't realize Brenda was going to get hurt.
Oh, and if you had, I'm sure you'd have called everything off.
Well, we'll never know, will we?
Yeah, well, I do. You weren't worried about her when you sent her to me, wearing a wire.
That was for her own good.
Yeah, well, so was this. Her so-called husband is a liar, a bigamist, and a fraud. She had a right to know. But you know what? What are you complaining about? We both got what we wanted.
Not really. For all the melodrama here tonight, Jax is still an ELQ board member. So from where I'm sitting, you got your jollies off, Brenda got her heart broken, and I got zip.
It is coming. It is coming.
And in the meantime, don't expect Brenda to ever forgive you.
If Brenda wants to hold this against me, it's up to her. What's done is done.
Well, gentlemen, I just heard from the hospital, and as I told you, John Jax is going to make it just fine. However, J&J Jax of Alaska is plummeting on the Nikkei, and 200,000 shares short will net a tidy little profit. Huh? See, now, I would like to have taken more, but I didn't want people to think that I was too avaricious. So, on to more important matters. Now, Mr. Corinthos, frankly, even though I thought that this spectacle was very entertaining, I don't see how this Miranda woman is going to help get rid of Jax.
You guys must have the same speechwriter. You're wrong.
Oh? How do you figure that?
I saw Jack's face when she walked in. He was shaking like a leaf. He's vulnerable, and vulnerable men make mistakes.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'd better wait before I break out the champagne.
Yeah, you should save the good stuff for next time you try to take the company over.
He's right, you know. But I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of saying so. Ned, it's just a matter of time before Jax is out of our hair.
One down, one to go.
Yeah. Champagne?
No, thank you.
What's wrong? Are you worried about Brenda?
She didn't deserve to get caught in the crossfire like this.
Oh, trust me, Ned. She'll come through this with flying colors. You know, there's something about billionaires that make them irresistible to women.
Brenda didn't marry Jax for the money.
Perhaps not. But I guarantee you she'll make a killing if she decides to divorce him. Cheers.
Mike, what are you doing here?
Waiting for you.
For what?
Whether you like it or not, I'm still your father. And for once in your life, you're going to listen to what I have to say.
I would walk through that door if I want.
For what?
What is he doing here?
He's leaving.
There's somebody I have to see inside. I'm gonna go.
You make tracks,
Okay,
Sonny. Look,
never-
or I will have you arrested and decide what to charge you with later.
You think I won't?
Oh, in a heartbeat if you can get away with it.
It was a bad call, Sonny. You hurt a lot of people for no good reason.
You know what? Can somebody fill me in why this is my fault? I'm not the one who lied. Jax did, and we both know that's the least of his sins.
I
know why you. I know why you don't.
I
like him.
have no sympathy.
Yes.
You're Jack's son. But his father could be dying in hell. His father. And two women that I care about don't need to see you. I want your word. You're not going inside.
You want my word? You got my word. What?
You know, I kept telling myself underneath all that attitude, there was a decent guy, but not after last night.
Last night, Jax had what was coming to him. He hurt Lois, and he's a danger to ELQ. Now, I don't let you into my life, Mike. I have good reason for that. But you know this much. I need ELQ. It gives me total legitimacy. Now, Jax tried to wreck it. I went out to try to stop him. Now, his weakness was the wife he dumped. Bad luck.
Wait a minute, are you going to try to tell me this was all about business?
No, see, because you know what? I'm just trying to give you an explanation. But you sure as hell aren't even all that. Now, I know what I know. I don't apologize.
Ever, right? No matter who you hurt, no matter what damage you do.
You know what? I told you months ago, I'm gonna bring this guy down. He messed with the wrong guy. And now he's gonna pay for it.
You must think... Well, I can't imagine.
Jax is in with his father.
How is John?
He's weak, but he's better.
Brenda, I would have never come here if I'd known what I was walking into. I feel really terrible about your wedding.
Oh, don't feel terrible. Jax and I were married 6 months ago.
Please contact the third floor nursing desk.
This was just for show.
Please contact the third floor nursing desk.
I didn't know.
You didn't. Well, you must have known something. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come here. Why did you come here? How long have you known Sonny?
Why do you ask? 2 days, if you count the time change.
Dr. Finnegan, contact the lab.
So none of this was planned ahead of time. The whole thing was just accidental?
Look, if there was some sort of plan, I certainly wasn't a part of it. Mr. Sonny showed up at my door and knew exactly who I was and said that Jax would be next. And I couldn't have that. If Jax had to know that I was still alive, I wanted it to come from me. I owed him that much. And I knew that he...
Dr. Lyle, please contact the second floor nursing.
Well, I knew that it would come as a shock to him.
Lyle, please contact the second floor nursing.
Brenda, your name was never mentioned to me. As I gather that my name was never mentioned to you. And I'm sure Jax had his reasons.
You know what,
I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm not helping.
don't want your apologies. Maybe you didn't know about any of this.
Well, I'm just beginning to figure things out. Now, for instance, I couldn't figure out why Sonny would do this to me or Jax. Until I saw the way that he looked at you.
Any news?
Oh, yes, John is stable. I'm gonna go home and change. I mean, as long as I know for sure that no one's gonna drop out of the blue here again in the next few hours. Goodbye.
It could have been worse. Sonny was just outside.
Come on.
This has nothing to do with you, Mike. It never does.
It has a lot to do with me.
No.
Will you just be quiet? Now listen to me. Come here. Listen to me, Sonny.
What?
I get invited to the wedding, which is a pretty big deal under the circumstances. I rent a tux, I got a handful of rice, and I show up ready to be happy for Brenda. And what do? Throwing mud on her wedding dress would have been kind.
I didn't do nothing to Brenda.
Oh, no, nothing but hurt and humiliate her in front of everyone she knows.
Jax is the one who dug a hole in the ground, buried his wife in it. I didn't. He's already married, Mike.
But he says he doesn't even know this Miranda.
Now you believe everything he says? How does it work, Mike? You tell me. Some guy comes up to him and says, hey, your wife got killed in an explosion. I'm not going to even get into the cause of it. And what does Jax say? He doesn't want to see the body. He doesn't want to dig her out with his bare hands.
I wasn't there, and neither were you.
Yeah, but I happen to know what that news feels like. You don't believe it. You don't believe it even if you see it with your own eyes.
Okay, I get it.
What? You get what?
I get it.
What?
Because of what happened to your wife. That made it okay. No. That made it your job to hold that woman up here and throw her in Brenda's face.
Hey, you know what? Too bad about Brenda's garden party. This was self-defense. I guess you are forgetting that hired hand Jack sent to jump me in the dark before I left.
You don't know he sent him.
Yeah, right. And it was how many hours after Papa Jax told me to quit looking into his baby boy's past? These are not nice people, Mike. They come on with this back-slapping, salt-of-the-earth routine. But you didn't see what I saw with a bunch of big, hard-working guys. Their idea of a good time is breaking each other's arms on a Saturday night. But you ask them once about the Jax family, they slink off into the... What am I explaining this to you for? I know what I know. Why are you buying into their act?
I didn't say I was. Oh. I'm just not buying yours. You didn't prevent a wedding. Brenda is still married to the man.
Is she? Seems to me that's one for the lawyers to decide.
She thinks of herself as a married woman. Maybe you ought to start doing the same.
Oh, come on, Mike. What are you saying? I'm lovesick? That what I did was to split those two up?
No, not exactly. But you know, I really thought it was a good sign when you stopped punishing yourself over Lily. But you still got you got all this misery pent up inside. So hey, why not spread it around? Starting with Brenda.
Okay. So what you're saying is I did this to hurt Brenda?
That's all you accomplished. I mean, if you can't be happy, why should she? And I keep thinking you've got this little voice going on inside your head saying, if it wasn't for Brenda, I would be home tonight with my wife and my child. You can't expect me to believe that she didn't figure into all these calculations.
What calculations? I wanted Jax off the EOQ board. He knows it. He's trying to cut me off at the knees. That's what I went to Australia to stop. Now, hey, I didn't know that there was going to be an underground wife, but there she was. What was I supposed to do? Say, no one must know? And as far as Brenda's concerned, she's too smart not to figure out sooner or later that what I did was a favor.
Well, I think she might even be smarter than that.
Is she entitled to an explanation? Yeah, and that's what I was gonna give her before you played bouncer at the emergency room. So, I'm gonna give it to her right now.
She doesn't need anything from you.
She doesn't. What Brenda doesn't need anymore is to be kept in the dark by you or Jax or anybody else.
If she needs an explanation, she can get one from her husband.
Oh, and you've got such an amazing respect for other people's marriage vows.